Welcome back, my beautiful friends. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. In our newest segment called Travel Treasures, brought to you by Navi, we are featuring the awesome Nikki Giavasis, entrepreneur, author, and mega travel influencer. Today, we're chatting about the importance of traveling, getting up and getting out to see the world, how to travel smartly and economically while building amazing memories, and how Navi is revolutionizing tourism. At Navi, they're guided by their mandate of bringing the treasures of the earth to the people of the world. Traveling is more than just visiting places and taking pictures. It brings out new ideas and perspectives and is a true investment in yourself. In today's data driven world, the world is literally at the tips of our fingers. But while technology allows us to stay connected, it's also more isolating than ever. With a 24/7 news cycle that often paints a dreary scene, it can be hard to challenge the status quo and understand the world for what it truly is. And I find that one of the best ways to overcome this barrier is to travel. Travel as much as you can. Traveling, as they say, is food for the soul. You get to immerse yourself in the culture, cuisine, and nature of every place you visit. Navi is more than a travel portal, guys. It's the combination of years of experience in the travel industry combined with cutting edge technology, which allows its members to experience the world, spend less time surfing the internet, and more time surfing the big waves of Hawaii and Australia. And as a mom, that's extremely important to me. Whether it's ancient cities, breathtaking views, or charming small towns, Navi makes a vacation as easy as ABC. Here to chat life and travel is the amazing Nikki Giavasis. Welcome to the show, beautiful.
Hello, how are you? Good
So
to see you.
good to see you too. You look beautiful and refreshed. So nice to have you back on.
Thank you. I just got back from traveling last night, actually.
You
So,
are always traveling. You are always traveling. Okay. So, Nikki, according to new data from PricewaterhouseCoopers, nearly 47% of Americans will travel this holiday season, despite concerns over flight cancellation and rising travel costs. However, according to a recent report, most Americans, or about 70%, will be hitting the road, and many will end up using a combination of air and road travel to reach their final destination. Nikki, talk to me about what makes you a traveler and a travel influencer and why traveling is so important to you.
there's nothing like making the memories of traveling. You can be in your town, but you're not experiencing a new culture. You're not experiencing new memories with your family, and those memories are unforgettable. So it's like you have to see the world and see other ways that people live. So I love going to new places, like especially around the world, and just experiencing things with my family and having those lifelong memories.
It's definitely important to get out of your comfort zone. And while social media gives us virtual access to the world, we also become increasingly comfortable with our surroundings and tend to miss out forming connections in the real world. So they say we learn the most when we're uncomfortable, and this could not be more true when it comes to traveling. So it's definitely worth going. Now, what do you look for when choosing a destination, and how many trips do you take average per year?
Oh my goodness. I like to experience new cultures and like challenge myself. So if it's something like around the world in a place I've never been and maybe a language I don't speak, I like to be up for that challenge and just see the way that other people live. And in a year, I try to travel once a month, but I wasn't so much in the lockdown, but at least once a month to get out and explore somewhere and make a memory.
For sure, because it's so important, like you said, for new cultural experiences. And one of the most important reasons why traveling is important is getting to immerse yourself in, like you said, that local culture. And very often it becomes easy for us to form judgments and opinions on different races and cultures based on what we read online. But each place has its own unique culture, and getting to experience this helps us grow, psychologically in a way that no classroom or book ever could. So traveling is definitely something that I always advocate for. Now, how important is it for you to also vacation with family and your grandkids? Geez, I can't believe you have grandkids. And what is the hardest part about traveling in a group?
Oh, wow. I think it's actually better vacationing with family because you get to see the world through the children's eyes. So with my grandson, we traveled ever since he was a baby. And then when my daughter was pregnant with my new granddaughter, And so seeing his eyes light up when he goes to the beach or goes to a new place or hears a new language and they're speaking to him in a new language, that's the best way to learn. And it's like that freshness of, the child's eyes versus like we kind of get, used to the way things are. And then when we see things like that way, it just makes it all fresh and amazing.
And what's the hardest thing about traveling in a group?
Oh, wow. Different people, some people want to stay in, some people want to explore. So it's kind of like trying to find that like happy medium because some people do want to go do all the activities and other people want to like stay and rest and just like eat and like sit by the pool or on the beach. So you kind of have to make everyone happy and find a happy medium or let some people, go explore while others stay in. You figure it out.
You figured out. Yeah, a recent report also looked at who the big spenders are going to be this holiday season. Nikki, it's crazy. The results show that millennials are most likely to take a trip and spend the most on it. So that includes myself. And those
Mhm.
between the ages of 26 and 40 plan to allocate an average of $620 or $30 so for travel compared to the $523 that Gen Xers, which are ages 41 to 55, will spend. Not a big difference, but interesting to see those statistics. And finally, online booking sites, Nikki, they remain the most popular way to book a trip, with 45% of travelers planning to use them this holiday season when traveling. So, you learn to live in the present when you travel, and the world becomes a different place, and you see it in a much different way than if you were to just stay home day to day. Talk to me about how important is the search engine and travel site you use to have a great experience.
Oh my God. It's everything because you could pick a place just based on pictures. And if you don't have a good search engine with the proper reviews of how the place really is, you could end up with a horrific experience versus an amazing experience. So you have to be so careful who you search through and what site you choose.
It's true because, interestingly enough, Navé's travel getaway and forever weeks, you're guaranteed the best prices the industry has to offer. And Navi is the only travel portal right now that pays you each time you refer someone who purchases a membership, whether it's the travel getaway portal or the forever weeks package. You're actually making money every time you refer someone. So planning a vacation trip, I know for me, causes such anxiety. The thought of having to search for the best deals and the best time can be so overwhelming, which is another reason why, as a mom, I love that Navi is the solution to that problem. It caters to every type of traveler, business, leisure, or bleisure, so to speak. It has two components. But
Mhm.
I do love that site. So for me, a good site that's well packed with good links, that's giving you great reviews, good visuals, is extremely important.
I agree because like you already have enough on your shoulders with all of the things that come along with traveling with the family. So if you take that worry off, it's so much easier because I've had to do it for personal travel and business travel when I'm orchestrating events. So just knowing that everyone is going to be safe and sound and get the best rate and get the best experience, that's so important.
And for sure, it's extremely important. And it's interesting because you have all these companies that are popping up, offering these travel experiences and all these perks. But I do my research, right? So when
Mhm.
I signed up for the Navi Travel Getaway annual membership, I realized very quickly that as a member, I got access to really, really steep discounts for hotel stays, even auto rentals, excursions, and a whole bunch of other things that it was not offered on your average travel website. Plus, this really cool membership, Nikki, it's cool because it offers the option to access way more luxurious condos, vacation villas, these fantasy getaways, and access to even a personal travel concierge through its Forever Weeks. It's a one-time payment membership, but that's the biggest thing for me. I want to call one person, and I want that person to be able to handle my travel. That was priceless for me. So these are the types of little perks that I like to see in some of these travel websites. What about you? What do you look for?
Well, I do look for that because say you're planning like a 5 day trip, you might extend to a 9 day trip just because you're getting such an amazing deal and you're getting such a high quality for the money. So the value for the money, which happened to us recently in Mexico. We planned, I think it was 5 days, we ended up staying nine just because of that reason. So it's like you might stay and explore longer and just have so many, it's all about you want to have pictures and content and memories and all of that's combined now. So it's like when you have the activities and the good deal and it's a luxury place, then you're winning on all aspects.
You're winning on definitely all aspects. Talk to me about what has been some of your favorite destinations to travel individually and also with the family.
Wow. Most all of my travel has been with family for the last few years, but I love Tahiti and I love Bali. It's like those were my favorites so far. Actually, in Mexico too. Those are my three favorites, but those were all with family. But Tahiti and Bali were before the grandbabies, and then Mexico was with the grandbaby.
So do you look for experiences that offer kids services and kids activities, or do you just rather create uh, your own activities for the week?
We do create our own, but actually the resort does offer yoga and stuff like that in a lot of places. So I like creating your own and then also being able to pick and choose. So if you're staying at a villa, maybe someone comes and does yoga at the villa, or they bring masseuses, or you can do other activities on the beach or ride horses. I like to do all those, or like going to waterfalls, doing all kinds of excursions. I've just not explored into like zip lining and parasailing and stuff like that. I'm not that adventurous yet, but I like to do all the rest.
Yeah, definitely. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on and giving us your perspective on all the travel and hustle and bustle of how to get things done effectively and creating beautiful memories, because you are the queen of that. Anybody who follows you on social media knows that you are in these exotic locations and you bring the kids and the grandkids, like you said, and you always look fabulous when you're doing it. You're like dressed to the T's, your hair's all done perfectly, you're posing with the grandson. I'm like, how long does it take her to get this picture?
It's actually so quick, but sometimes I go to take a picture alone, and he's like, no, he's holding my hand, or it's like you'll see that he's still there somewhere. But
Oh,
thank you.
I can't even believe you're a grandmother. Guys, you have to. I know those listening haven't seen Nikki Giavasis yet, but definitely check her out on the gram at Nikki Giavasis. You're going to see she's doesn't look like a grandma. She's not your average grandma. But thank you so much for coming on. We're out of time, my darling.
All right, thank you so much.
Definitely have to check out Nikki Giavasis. Head to her website, Nikki Giavasis Official, or at Nikki Giavasis Official on Instagram. Now, when things get hard, you often feel like the burden of the world is on your shoulders. But we need to remember that the world is large and we are just one small part of it. Traveling has the ability to help you realize the true value of living life to the fullest. When you look back on your life, it's not the material possessions that you'll remember, but rather the experiences you've had, the people you've met, and the incredible places you have seen during your travels. Although wealth and success can seem like the end goal, the experiences and memories you make are just as important. Definitely head to navi.travel.com. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.